Hello, coaches! Welcome back to another episode of Coach Better Spotlight. Today, Clint and I are chatting about a question we received in our Coach Better Facebook group. How can instructional coaches effectively partner with building admin that are stretched thin? We all know how busy our school leaders are, so we took this with a positive frame and strategized 6 ways that coaches can be a positive addition to a school leader's busy day. Today's Spotlight highlights just one of those strategies. To hear the rest, catch the full episode wherever you get your podcasts. And if you have strategies and suggestions that we didn't mention, please share them in the comments below. We'd love to hear how you're partnering with your building admin too. We are passionate about the impact coaching can have on student learning, school culture, and teacher professional growth, and we want to help you coach better. We've got some great opportunities for more learning after today's conversation, so stick around all the way to the end. All right, welcome back to another episode of Coach Better. Today, it's just me and Clint, and we're talking about a question that we received in our Coach Better Facebook group. So if you have questions about coaching you'd like to hear us answer, please join our Facebook group and drop your question in there, and we will do our best to produce a video like this for you. The question was, how do you, as a coach, effectively partner with a building administrator who is or who are stretched thin? And the reading we did kind of behind that question, because obviously it's just one sentence, is we're thinking that probably this is a situation where the school leaders are really busy with a lot of other stuff, as they usually are, and the coach kind of wants to be a positive add-on to their work environment, as opposed to someone who's kind of adding to the workload of the school leader, so that they can help the school leader see the value of coaching and kind of bridge that gap between what coaches do and what school leaders do to work together really successfully. That was kind of my takeaway. So Clint, what do you think? What are your first initial thoughts? And let's kind of see if we can pull out some good highlights for this Coach Better member.
I spend an inordinate amount of time at different times of the year looking at job descriptions for coaches, from other schools, as we're constantly revising and thinking about like what's the next iteration, or like here's a position that we're trying to put together. And almost invariably on every one of those job descriptions is something about being a self-starter or someone who is comfortable with not knowing what the day-to-day is going to look like, because the role and the position requires so much initiative. And I think that's something that's really important to remember is, I think a lot of times administrators, especially administrators who have a vision of this position, they see it as a position not to be micromanaged. So if your building administration is feeling very stretched thin, I think their expectation is you will be able to get on with the work once you understand what that work is and show the results of how you've made an impact, without having to have that constant check-in. And especially if you're coming from a classroom environment where, you've met with your classes, your 5 classes every day or whatever your schedule looks like, and you have a very set schedule, to something that's a lot more open, that can be really challenging and really daunting. And I'll be honest, there are days when I struggle and I look up and go what did I just do with my day? Right. And then you have to break down your calendar and be like, oh yeah, I did this and I did this, because you're doing so many different things. And sometimes it's hard to stay on track because people are like, oh, Clint, let me just ask you this quick question, or hey, right? And so you don't have that dedicated work time. So it's really important that you are aware of your time and you are being really self-sufficient and you're comfortable being self-sufficient. And if that's not your strength, having somebody that can maybe help mentor you with that, or finding some resources to help support you in finding workflows that will help you get better with it.
Yeah, I think that you make a really good point about this, showing initiative and being a self-starter But then you also said being able to measure your impact. And I think that's its own separate thing. So there's like the showing initiative and getting things done. And then there's tracking your impact and sharing that with your building admin. Because if we're going under the assumption that we have these shared goals and the admin is working towards this goal in their way and you're working towards this goal in your way as a coach, being able to demonstrate the impact that you've made over that period of time when you do have these meetings that are purposeful and action oriented, saying, this is what I did. This is the impact that it had. Here's how I'm going to take this further the next time I do, whatever it is. I think that's kind of a combo between showing initiative and then also demonstrating that your initiative is actually doing something in the school community. Did you enjoy today's episode? Then you will love the Coach Microcredential program. We know because our current participants are always sharing their feedback with us, and we ask them to share their experiences with you.
I'd really advise anyone interested in taking the coach to take the plunge and go for it.
So do it, and you won't regret it. Yeah, you'll really enjoy it. It's a valuable experience.
So I say go for it. Definitely take the coach. I couldn't recommend it more.
So I'd highly recommend it. I would definitely suggest you try and join to really help you develop your professional coaching skills. But overall, this course is fantastic because it's made me feel awesome. It's made me feel excited for my future. It's given me really great skills to help others, and hopefully I can help others to feel the same way.
So I highly recommend it.
If I were to give any piece of advice or message to future cohort members, it is to take the course. If you are on the fence, please take it.
When you're ready to learn more about the coach, click on the link below or reach out to us at Eduro Learning on any of our social media platforms. Registration for our next cohort opens soon. Don't miss it. Expand your professional learning network, dive deep into 26 weeks of curated coaching content, and get your own private mentor for an entire academic year. We can't wait to work with you. Are you ready to take your coaching skills to the next level? Join the next cohort of the Coach and make it happen.